The Commonwealth Bank cuts rates once again. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florien Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Gerard Coburn discussing the Commonwealth Bank's further rate cuts for savers. Now, the idea of, well, who remembers back when you could get 2% for your savings, or 5%, or 7% for a term deposit? I mean, that's crazy talk. I'm sure that never happened. That was just a fantasy. So the Commonwealth Bank hits savers with further cuts. Australia's largest bank has dealt a blow to savers, implementing further rate cuts that are more than the recent interest rate carving by the central bank. Well, our cash rate is, I'll bring this up here, 0.1%. I mean, it's a joke. It really is. Now, I'm getting on my savings 1.75%. So I'm steadily putting money in Rabo Bank, hashtag not sponsored, just to get their like bonus interest. And then I'll move it back to my ING where I can get 1.35. And I just need to make a certain number of transactions a month and put money in there a month to jump through these hoops, which I kind of don't mind. It's forced me to, well, for a while I've been looking for a reason to get my business banking and my personal banking separate. I've been with the Commonwealth Bank, so I split them up. You don't want to have everything in the one basket, guys. You want to make them work for it. Because that's why the banks will do loss leaders to get you in, just because they want to get all your business. The more products they can have under their control, the better they are. That's why some people will get refinancing deals for a couple of grand to jump over. You know, they'll happily absorb that to keep your business. Anyway, back to this. Let's have a look. Commonwealth Bank has dealt another blow to savers by slashing savings rates on deposit accounts by more than Reserve Bank's recent interest carving. The country's largest bank and one of the top market cap businesses in Australia, at least last time I checked, the top. Not a good sign, eh? The country's largest bank on Friday morning clipped savings rate by 5 basis points on its standard and conditional deposit accounts. The second time CBA has cut rates since the central bank announced further monetary easing measures on November 3rd and included lowering the official cash rate to 0.1%. CBA, since November 3rd, has lowered the savings rate on deposits accounts between 20 and 25 basis points, which is more than the 15 basis point reduction prescribed by the RBA. I mean, you're not even going to get match inflation here. I'm going to bring up the RBA website, guys, and let's see here. I mean, they're saying the inflation rate is 0.7, but remember when they were saying that inflation didn't go up because all of those people that saved money on the free childcare? I mean, it's a bit of a joke, really. It is. So you're not even going to beat it. CBA's standard NetBank Saver account now attracts a 5-month this is their introductory rate? A 5-month introductory rate of 0.55%, and then changes to a measly ongoing rate of 0.05%. I mean, this is just ludicrous. That's nothing. Literally, even that, the introductory rate of 0.55 is nothing. You know what this is. Here's the problem. You're going to get people here in Australia that are seeing this. So what do Australians do when they're getting nothing on their savings? Where do we put our money in? Go on, I'll have a shot of coffee, and you let me know in the comments. If you guessed property, you're right most of the time. So, I mean, is this going to have an inflationary effect on property? There's a question I put to you to consider. With rates so low, if your money's sitting there essentially worthless, and maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I'm literally losing money on this, I might as well put it into property. Less risky than stock, perhaps. You know, it's all feels like it's working in tandem, doesn't it? CBA's conditional Gallslaver account offers a maximum rate of 0.45% for balances under $50,000. How generous. While balances over the threshold garner a rate of 0.5%. The maximum interest is only obtainable if the savings balance increases each month. CBA is now on par with ANZ in offering the lowest savings rate of the big four banks. According to Rate City, 70 banks across the industry have lowered saving rates since the RBA cut, with ING offering the highest ongoing rate of 1.35%. Yeah, I mean, that's a joke, isn't it? 1.35%. Barely above what they're saying inflation is at the RBA. At CBA, you're losing money. You're getting essentially, with inflation, your money is losing value. You're barely keeping above it at ING, probably because their costs are a lot lower. Rate City Research Director Sally Tyndall said CBA's most recent cut should prompt customers to shop around for a better deal. CBA has snuck in a second cut to interest rates right before Christmas on its popular savings account, she said. While there are better saving rates on offer, sadly, CBA isn't the only bank hacking away at rates. Banks have been forced to shave rates due to the low interest environment that has been fueled by the economic downturn sparked by the pandemic. Lower rates place more pressure on banks' net interest margins and push up the cost of paying interest to customers. Ms. Tyndall noted Australians had squirreled away more than $100 billion in savings since the beginning of the pandemic. The banks are jam-packed full of cash. They can't afford to pay interest on, she said. Extra cash in the bank is a headache for them. As a result, banks are cutting corners every way they can to balance the books. Rate City said the average ongoing savings rate in Australia is 0.42%. Again, inflation, CPI, is 0.7. So you're literally losing money by sitting in one of these savings accounts, guys. It's essential. This is negative interest, essentially. And I mean, it comes down to risk profile. There'll be a bunch of Australians that consider the stock market too risky and will go into property. I bet you. I mean, that's our default. It's what's on TV. It's what we're obsessed with. Rival Westpac is offering a lucrative 3% savings rate for people under 30 for balances. Oh, okay. 3%. Balance is up to 30 grand. Maybe I should open one account for all 5 kids and put 30 grand. Maybe I will. What do you reckon? Can you do that? Would that be worth the hassle? Would that be worth the hassle, everyone?